did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the type of player that I am. So yeah.
Did you and Marina kind of laugh about it afterwards? It looked like there was later on in the game they caught you guys laughing about it.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her, so I didn't know I hit her actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her, so obviously it's never intentional.
Imagine this. You're in a packed arena, the crowd's going wild, and suddenly, bam, an accidental eye poke turns into the biggest WNBA controversy of the season. What happened next? Let's break down the Clark-Carrington clash that's got fans losing their minds. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Picture this. Game 1 of the WNBA playoffs, Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever. The stakes, sky high.
With no whistle. Now there's nothing Indiana.
The atmosphere, electric. Everyone's watching two of the league's hottest players go head-to-head. In one corner, we've got Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, who's been lighting up scoreboards left and right. In the other, DiJonai Carrington, the defensive powerhouse, who's been shutting down opponents all season. But here's where things get crazy. One moment, they're battling it out on the court. The next, an eye poke that no one saw coming. And just like that, the game turns into something way bigger. We're talking social media explosion, fan theories, and a whole lot of finger pointing. Want to know what really went down? Keep watching, because this story is about to get wild. You've seen players clash on the court before, but never like this. In less than 2 minutes, a routine play turned into a moment that had everyone holding their breath.
Lately, circling back on the play with your eye, what would you say to the crowd of people that think a hit like that was intentional, and maybe even more
It wasn't intentional by any means. You just watched the play. It wasn't intentional.
Looks like the eye's better. Do you feel anything? Any pain issues?
It feels good. I don't know. It looks okay too, so I'm glad.
How did a simple contest for the ball become the talk of the league? Let's break it down. Picture this. It's the start of the game, tensions are high, and everyone's watching Caitlin Clark and DiJonai Carrington. These two aren't just any players, they're the ones fans came to see. Clark, the rookie phenom, versus Carrington, the defensive dynamo. The game's barely started, and boom, everything changes.
Caitlin Clark was assaulted yesterday in her very first playoff game in the WNBA. We've seen the animus directed at Caitlin Clark all year. Ever be the biggest star in American sports was assaulted 2 minutes into the game on a dirty play with one of these women with these long fake fingernails that stabbed her in the eye. But damn it, in the first 2 minutes of this game, this DiJonai Carrington stabbed Caitlin Clark with her fingernails right in the eye.
Clark goes up for a jump shot. Carrington's right there, trying to stop her. It's a normal play, something we've seen 1,000 times. But this time, it's different. In a split second, Carrington's hand connects with Clark's face. Not just a brush, we're talking full-on eye contact. The crowd gasps. Clark drops to the floor, grabbing her face. You can almost feel the pain through the TV screen. Everyone's thinking the same thing. Is she okay? Will she keep playing? The refs don't blow the whistle, and that's when things really heat up. Fans are losing it. Social media's blowing up. Everyone's got an opinion. Was it intentional? Should there have been a foul? The game keeps going, but it's clear. This moment's going to be talked about long after the final buzzer. Now, you'd think this would throw Clark off her game, right? But here's the crazy part. She keeps playing. 11 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. That's not just good. That's impressive for anyone, let alone someone who just took a hit to the eye. But let's not forget about Carrington. She's not letting this shake her either. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. She's out there proving why she's such a force on the court. The game's intensity? It's through the roof. Every play feels like it could be the one that decides the match. The eye poke? It's like it lit a fire under both teams. They're playing harder, faster, more aggressive. Commentators are having a field day. They're replaying the incident, analyzing every angle. Players on both sides are fired up, feeding off the energy. Coaches are working overtime, trying to keep their teams focused on the game and not the drama. Here's the thing, this isn't just about one play or one game. This is the kind of moment that can spark a rivalry. Clark and Carrington were already two of the most watched players in the league. Now, they're linked in a way that's going to have fans talking for seasons to come. Think about it. Every time these two face off now, people are going to remember this moment. They'll be watching every interaction, every play. It's adding a whole new level of excitement to an already thrilling matchup. But here's what's really wild. We're just getting started. The reactions, the statements, the fallout, that's all still to come. And trust me, it's going to get even crazier. You've heard the rumors, you've seen the replays, but now it's time for the real story. Carrington and Clark are finally breaking their silence, and what they have to say might just leave you questioning everything you thought you saw. So, what really went down in that intense moment? Let's hear it straight from the players themselves. Carrington, the one at the center of this eye-poking storm, dropped a bombshell that's got everyone talking. She said, and I quote, "I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me." Wait, what? That's right. Carrington's claiming she didn't even realize she made contact with Clark's eye. She told reporters she was just trying to make a play on the ball.
The fact that the Michael Jordan of the WNBA was assaulted has a black eye during the second half of the game because DiJonai Carrington stabbed her with her fingernails in the eye. DiJonai has a history with Caitlin Clark, like many of these girls in the WNBA, but she's at the top of the list along with Kennedy Carter in Chicago and Angel Reese. That's not a natural act of you contest a shot and then all of a sudden your hand turns downwards and straight into the eye of the biggest star in the WNBA.
Can you imagine being in her shoes? One second you're going for the ball, the next you're at the center of a WNBA controversy. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark, the one who took the hit, is backing up Carrington's story. Yeah, you heard that right. The player who got poked is defending the poker. Clark's laughing off any claims that it was on purpose. It's like watching two boxers hug it out after a knockout punch. Now let's talk body language for a second. When Carrington was explaining her side of the story, she looked genuinely shocked. It's like someone told her she accidentally started World War III while trying to order a pizza. And Clark? She's acting like it's no big deal. Just another day at the office. These aren't the reactions you'd expect from a deliberate eye poke situation, right? So what does this mean for the fans who were ready to go to war over this? It's like the rug's been pulled out from under them. One minute they're calling for Carrington's head, the next they're scratching their own heads trying to figure out what to think. This whole situation is turning into a lesson on not jumping to conclusions. It's easy to see a replay and think you know exactly what happened, but when the players involved are telling a different story, it makes you think twice. And get this, the media's not letting up. They're grilling Carrington about her intentions, like she's on trial. It's wild to see how much pressure these players are under, especially in a high-stakes playoff situation. Every move, every word is under a microscope. But here's what's really crazy about all this. Even with all the drama, these two aren't letting it shake them. They're still out there bawling, putting up numbers like nothing happened. It's a testament to their focus and professionalism. You know what's even wilder? This whole incident is actually bringing fans together in a weird way. Sure, there are still some heated debates going on, but now everyone's united in trying to figure out what really happened. It's like a basketball mystery novel, and everyone's playing detective. Hold up, this mystery's about to get a whole lot messier. Remember when we thought the players settled it? Well, the fans and the league just entered the chat, and they're not playing nice. What happens when millions of viewers and a commissioner's silence collide? The eye poke heard round the WNBA isn't just about Clark and Carrington anymore.
DiJonai Carrington stabbing Caitlin Clark in the eye, intentionally, in my view, with her fingernail. Surely the corporate media that cares so much about racial equity and racial justice is going to be all over this. And so I just assume that all the social justice, racial justice warrior people would be up in arms and be like, hey, we got to call balls and strikes here. Caitlin Clark has made this league relevant, and this deranged bigot, and I say that in all sincerity.
It's turned into a full-blown war between fans, players, and the league itself. And at the center of it all, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, whose silence is speaking volume. Fans are losing their minds over Engelbert's lack of response. They're flooding social media, demanding answers. Where's the statement? Where's the accountability? It's like the commissioner's gone MIA during the biggest controversy of the season. But here's where it gets really wild. One side's calling for Carrington's head, demanding she be suspended. They're saying, how can you let someone get away with poking a star player in the eye? But then you've got the other side, backing up Carrington and Clark's stories. They're all like, if the players say it wasn't intentional, why are we still arguing? Now, let's talk about why this matters so much. Caitlin Clark isn't just any player, she's a viewership magnet. We're talking 1.8 million views on average for her games. That's insane. The WNBA's never seen numbers like this before. So when something happens to Clark, it's not just about one player. It's about the future of the league. Social media's turned this whole thing into a frenzy. Everyone's got an opinion, and they're not afraid to share it. People are digging up old clips, analyzing every interaction between Carrington and Clark. It's like CSI, WNBA edition out there. And get this, fans are bringing up past beef between these two. Remember when Carrington mocked Clark for flopping? Yeah, that's coming back to haunt her now. People are using it as proof that there's bad blood between them. It's like every little thing from the past is under a microscope. The drama's not just on the court anymore. Fans are going after players for stuff that has nothing to do with basketball. They're criticizing Clark's teammate, Nalissa Smith, for talking to Carrington after a game. Can you believe it? They're saying she's not loyal to Clark. It's like high school drama, but with millions of people watching. This whole situation is showing just how passionate WNBA fans are. They're not just watching the games, they're invested in every little detail. It's great for the league in some ways. All this attention means more people are talking about women's basketball. But it's also putting a ton of pressure on everyone involved. The league's in a tough spot. If they punish Carrington, they're going against what the players are saying. If they don't do anything, fans are going to be furious. It's like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. And here's the craziest part. This isn't going away anytime soon. Every game, every interaction between Clark and Carrington is going to be analyzed to death. The pressure on these players is going to be intense. How are they going to handle it? Will it affect their game? You think the drama's intense now? Just wait. This rivalry is about to show us what happens when competition meets respect. Can these two stars turn a heated moment into something that elevates the entire sport? Let's talk about Clark and Carrington. These two aren't just any players, they're the faces of a new era in the WNBA. Their rivalry? It's been brewing for a while now. Remember when Carrington said Clark would lead the league in assists? That was before things got heated. But here's where it gets wild. This isn't just about one eye poke. It's about two fierce competitors pushing each other to be better. Carrington's known for her defense, right? She's been guarding Clark like her life depends on it. And Clark? She's not backing down. She's rising to the challenge, making both of them step up their game. Now you might be thinking, isn't this bad for the sport? But check this out. Rivalries like this can actually make basketball even more exciting. Think about it. Every time these two face off, fans are glued to their screens. It's not just about watching a game anymore. It's about seeing two of the best go head to head. And here's what's really crazy. This rivalry isn't just affecting Clark and Carrington. It's changing how their teams play. The Fever and the Sun, they're feeding off this energy. Every game feels like a playoff match. The intensity is through the roof. But let's get real for a second. This isn't just about who scores more points or gets more stops. It's about how these players handle themselves when the pressure's on. Are they going to let this rivalry turn ugly? Or are they going to show everyone what true sportsmanship looks like? That's the big question everyone's asking. Can Clark and Carrington keep their cool under all this pressure? It's not easy when millions of fans are watching your every move, analyzing every word you say. But that's what separates the good players from the great ones. And you know what's even crazier? This rivalry could be exactly what the WNBA needs right now. Think about it. More eyes on the game means more support for women's basketball. It means more little girls watching and thinking, I want to be like them when I grow up. But here's the thing, it's a fine line. Clark and Carrington have to find that balance between fierce competition and mutual respect. They're not just playing for themselves anymore, they're playing for the future of the sport. So, what's next for these two? Are we gonna see more intense matchups? More drama? Or are we gonna see something we never expected? Two rivals coming together to make the game better for everyone. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about growth. It's about showing the world what women's sports are really capable of. Clark and Carrington have a chance to turn this rivalry into something bigger than themselves. So, what's next for Clark, Carrington, and the WNBA? This eye poke drama has everyone talking, and it's not going away anytime soon. The league's in a tough spot. They've got to protect their stars, but they can't ignore what the players are saying. It's like trying to referee a game where no one can agree on the rules. Here's the thing, this could change everything. We might see new rules about player conduct, or maybe the league will crack down harder on fouls. But the real question is, how do you balance fierce competition with fair play? What do you think? Should the WNBA step in or let the players handle it? Is this rivalry good for the game, or is it going too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you want more WNBA drama and analysis, hit that subscribe button.